Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is showtime. Alright, I actually need to dump some stuff off into my bank, so bear with me for a sec. Yes, my bank is full of crap. Thank you for noticing. Very mean of you to point that out. Just pointing that out. That it was mean of you to point it out. That's unlocked. Can I throw it out? Oh, it's gonna make me rocky. Got it right the first time. Look at me. Aren't I impressive? Not really. Plus, we have our 21,000 large achievement point chest to open.
Quite a reward.
Look at that. That's quite a reward. We've got purples, we've got blues. Is this the new? Yeah, this is the new. They're all just yellow now, right? They are. At some point we'll have to convert those. But that's not important. And I can't make myself... These were always like the worst thing, and the fact that they didn't even bother to remove them is mildly irksome. I am mildly irked. It's pretty frequent with me that I'm irked in various and sundry ways, but let's go ahead and buff me, because why not? A couple of swigs of delicious karma, and I'm going to drop a box of fun. I don't find it particularly fun, but, your mileage may vary. Oh, you want to drop off the... Let's see. That's the code in boots. Sure. And I need to cash in some of those at some point, too. All right. Anyway, we're mostly back to where we were yesterday in terms of space. All right. Back we go. So hopefully, if I've got the energy in, I don't know, 2 hours, I will do a convergence. Sadly, I got here just as they finished, I think, or... No, just as they're about to start, and I'm the only one here, or there's one other player, so yeah, we're not going to be fighting that. Because that's going to take forever. So I'm going to do some dodging first.
Wayfinder. Janther is wild terrain. You must prepare for the unexpected.
Must I? Evidently I must. Just me. So, ArenaNet has managed to put convergences at about the worst possible time for me. 4 p.m. my time, which is their time.
Earned my respect, you did.
Which is an hour before I start streaming, and it's when I'm making and eating my dinner. And then the next one's at 7 p.m., which is about when I normally end my stream. Thanks, ArenaNet. You managed to really neatly thread the needle on that one. So, if I've still got the energy and whatnot in at 7 p.m. my time, I'll do the convergence.
When my guard's up, think strategically. Head-on attacks don't always land, so get creative. Ooh. Need to catch my breath after that.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Ready for you.
He says he's ready for me, but I don't think he is. I'm going to spend some of the heart currencies to finish out the heart.
I just harvested.
It's one of the things they've done so that you don't have to grind through the hearts all the time. Right, up here. Must be. Local writ of renown. Yeah, I think 4 a day you can use, and that'll take you all the way. So I'm about halfway done with the heart, so 2 should finish it out. I am correct. At which point I'll then buy the curious lowland honeycomb for a small amount of karma. And we are 1/6 done with the daily hearts. There's 3 repeatables in each of the 2 maps. The ones here are generally much more friendly. This is not yet going on here, so I will instead move over to here, where you can get the heart done picking up poop and petting cats.
Long before you were
You
in
really
sight, I
seem
knew you were on.
Your
Just takes a
turn
couple
for
of
tongue
minutes.
duty, Wayfinder.
Calling attention
A
to
clean pen makes for a healthy journey.
I can hear them every day. Anytime it gets quiet. Screams. There.
Sadly, there's a long animation with petting the cats, but if you weapon swap,
Reason I'm here.
it animation cancels.
I didn't do anything right. I just got lucky.
Let that be a hint.
That doesn't mean it was your fault, or that they wouldn't have wanted you to survive.
Come on. Why did I have to hit F 3 times? I was standing right next to it. Also, I would like to say, what the hell is there doing with ravens and particularly rats in a compound filled with enormous cats? I mean, I realize it's a fantasy game, but that's just fiction. And just that quick, we're almost halfway done already. You can also grab the meat off the racks and give it to the various
So
cats,
this is how
however.
heroes get
It's
by
not
between
conveniently
grand
located. You're better off
adventures.
just running around, picking up scat and petting the cats. I don't know what it is about MMOs and freaking scat play, but it has become
Belly rubs are a
inescapable.
sure way to make fast friends of the journey kit.
I blame World of Warcraft, the Nagrand Cherries quest. I don't think I've seen
Invigorating.
Lot Strider here in this area. Weird. That quest gave you Nagrand cherries, which a lot of my characters probably still have in their inventory. They gave you a nice little allowing you to breathe underwater. So it was worth doing that quest for the Nagrand cherries, but that was the first one I remember that was basically scat play. It was the goat or talbuk equivalent of Kapiloak. Basically, they ate the cherries, and you pick the pits out of their poop, and those are the Nagrand cherries that you
Belly rubs are a
Give you
sure
water
way to
breathing.
make fast friends of the journey kit.
That's 2 hearts done. Then we'll head off to Sintry. And it is the fish catching. Excellent. So this starts a chain of 3 straight quests. I'm the only one here to do them, unfortunately. The 3 straight quests will also get this heart done, but I'm not sure if we're going to have enough. If it's just me fighting the elite or a champion that comes out. It's an elite if there's only a couple people around, which is what happened yesterday.
Good eating.
To admit, I'm a little surprised that the maps are so empty. Given that people would be, I expect, grinding out XP for the new mastery. But the maps have felt really empty. The map I was on. Why are they vanishing so fast?
Good eating that.
Maps I was on yesterday, as an example. There weren't enough people in Sentry to even make an attempt at the 2 bosses. I went and checked on one boss where they had made a little bit of progress, and there were 2 or 3 people there, and that was it. And at the same time, the other boss had made 0 progress at all. It's a glubfish.
Infuriating. Nicest of them yet.
Fish me. It's okay, it's within the rules. I raised my hand, so it was a fair catch.
Into the basket. It'll do. If you got anything left in your paws, bring it over. But no more. Got our share already.
Oh, there are enough of us that we're going to get the big. The graphics are misbehaving here. We're going to get the big Drake matron to show up, whether it's a champion with 5 of us here. I guess it's probably going to be a champion, not an elite. With 2 of us here yesterday, we got an elite, and that was pretty quick. But if it's a champ again, that can take a while. And didn't get there in time.
Oof. Watch it now. There's a stir in the water, and I don't trust it.
Nor should you trust it.
There it is. Can't blame the beast for being hungry, but it's gonna turn the shoreline to fish bones.
I missed hitting the veterans.
I'll get these
I need to kill
tall.
more veterans.
You take care of our friend here.
Is she a champ? Yeah, she's a champ.
Stand your ground.
So this is going to take a while. And after this finishes, we've got the scaling, cleaning, and gutting the fish event, and that'll finish up the heart
I'm
core.
nigh invincible. Stand your ground. I'm hemorrhaging. Sharp blades, sharp mind. Rare and valuable.
Arise and do my bidding.
Stand your ground. Sharp blades, sharp mind. I'm nigh invincible.
But I was disappointed with the story. Not so much the quality of the story, which was fine. But the brevity. I got the entire thing done in 2 hours. And I wasn't like hustling through it. I took my time, read all the dialogue and everything.
Stand your ground.
Your mind.
What was there was fine. There just wasn't a lot of it there. And they added the raid and the convergences, obviously, but they added, as far as I can tell, absolutely nothing to Sentry. Which I have to admit is a significant disappointment. It is, to my mind, the worst open world map they have ever made. Even worse than the totality of Neas. I think they're just really, really showing that they don't have enough people working on the game. That too many of their people are working on unnamed other project or projects. Oh, that was the heart complete. They may have increased the heart progress you get
Your knife's ready to scale.
from these as well. I know they did in Sentry. That's one of the things they did in Sentry right, although there's no reason it should have taken 3 months to fix the broken parts of that map. Alright, speaking of Sentry, we're off for Sentry. They increased the amount of progress, heart progress you get from events. Seems like they've sped up the spawn rate on the events here in Sentry, and those 2 things should have been done 2 weeks into the expansion. So it's still an awful map, really, really disappointing. But it's not as excruciating as it was. It was bad and painful. It's just bad. It feels like this map had 1/10 of the amount of time spent on doing events in one
Infuriating.
as the other map did. Cookie cutter events, the same exact event, named with the mob identities changed, scattered all over the map. A few individual events. I will, however, note that the lore stuff for this map is S tier, but the rest of this map, F. Because the promised upgrade, or the implied upgrade that was coming, hasn't appeared. They implied that they were going to be bringing more stuff into this map. Basically saying, yeah, we created a map and a half, but the first content drop will expand the first 2 maps, and they did nothing on the first map and nothing here. Did I finally? No, not yet. Not yet. That did not count. It's a group event. I'm so sad. Let me go over to the Heartbender. So yeah, I'm actually quite disappointed with the new content. Now the individual content bits, I haven't played the Convergence yet, so I can't comment on that. I'm going to hope to play it later this evening. And I can't comment on the raid because I'm not much of a raider. But I don't think it was ever implied that that was all we were getting. It was implied that this map was going to have more stuff. And if it does, I haven't seen it. is doing the event here. It is a champion.
For the record, you've been struck.
It's a lucid boulder. I say that seems like a little bit of an
By
oxymoron.
my will. Rocket punch.
Have a few heals, my friends.
I'm nigh invincible. I'm 6 feet tall. My mind is scrambled.
It's true, my mind is scrambled. Can't deny.
Accelerate.
Maybe don't stand in
That was a blast.
the electricity lens. Good idea. Good idea, Lens. I'm glad you told me.
I'm nigh invincible. Quite a... I feel 6 feet tall.
Oh. Didn't realize.
Ah, recognition.
Ooh. Berserker's Sneak Thief Coat of Vampirism. Well, that sounds like fun. That is a daily. Gives us the dailies complete. And one of the weeklies complete. Which gives us the weeklies complete.
Infuriated. Oh, that had to hurt.
Dailies and weeklies completed
Such
on the exact
synergy.
same mob. The elite is up. Coming in. Let him do his thing. Drop that on him. That on him to break his CC bar. Wail on him and...
That was easy.
The flames never last, but they always return.
that. Grab that. Go ahead and just turn that into a spirit shard right off the bat.
Infuriated.
Woo, 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 woo. Got another event going. More elementals. The cookie cutter. One of the 2 cookie cutter events that there's like a half a dozen of each.
Exhilarating.
I'm going to res the NPC. Because I'm a hero. Saving lives is what we do as heroes. Good evening to whoever has joined me. Oh, we got a veteran. I need to kill my veteran mobs.
That'll silence you. That's enough from you.
Part of a volcano.
Got it. There's the elite.
Stand your ground.
Whoever is running around with here.
Hail to the smoke.
Please, guys. No knockbacks in group events. Thank you. haven't finished out this heart yet. I need to hit the heart vendor just to sell some crap to get it out of my inventory because my bags are so full right now because I don't want to spend like an hour going through it and sorting out the keepers from the throwawayers.
That was thrilling. The data we
Invigorating.
collected, movements, mist-burn readings. I could even
That is
venture
all.
a guess of how many spawn are pressing
And
on the
more
island.
elementals. I would gladly have all of the junk items in the game be removed and just replaced with the equivalent
Infuriating.
copper. That would be an enormous quality of life improvement.
Now, this is a find.
Nope, we got another veteran up. I need to hit him. He evaded, and I did got to whack him. So, and the elite is up. That's not great.
Infuriating.
Above and beyond. Chill to the bone.
Him. He's gone. Veteran. I think I probably need like 5 or 6 more veteran mobs for another 50 weekly points. Stop running away, you jerk. Finish that off.
So hot now, eh?
Another heart complete.
Quite a reward.
I think the Ursus Oblige is probably the best pull from that box, at least right now. If I ever want to make the spear, which was made within like 9 hours of the launch of the expansion, and is sellable. There's currently one up on the market for 10,000. I've been okay. Thank you for asking. We need Curious Mercant currency, and there's one more heart in the map. That is a follow by Elder Raoul, I believe. Someone's been gaming longer than you. That's an automatic follow. Thank you very much. You get my spiel. Welcome to my humble little stream of misfunction, malfunction, dysfunction, and frequently complete and total unfunction. You're most welcome indeed, and thank you very, very much for the follow. Yeah, I've been at it since 79 or 80 when I bought my first computer, an Apple II Plus, and I bought it to play games. No other reason, just to play games. Now, eventually,
We have completed
helped me get
the
my
task at
degree
hand.
in computer science, but at the time I bought it, no, it was just to play games. So yeah, that's a while. And hey, before that, it was board games and D&D. D&D just hit their 50th anniversary. Next year will be my 50th anniversary of playing D&D. There are a few of us old timers on Twitch, but not a bunch. I like to think of myself as just not as an older gamer, but as a higher level gamer, you know? Yeah, that was a complete lie. Let us... we need Warclaw for that. Started with Pong Atari. We had a 2600 in my house. And then DOS games. Always wanted to play D&D. Never had a crowd in the middle of nowhere. Then the closest you probably could have come would have been the old gold box D&D games, if you remember those. They were made by SSI, who made the game that was the reason I bought the computer. They had a game called Computer Bismarck, and that's why I bought the computer. Yep, SSI was a big part of my computer youth, shall we say. Oh, right there. And I've owned countless PCs of various types and flavors and consoles and handheld consoles and everything in the intervening
But he's far less a stranger to us now than
almost 50 years.
we learn more with each push. It is a great
And
thanks
computer
that I
gaming in
owe to
particular
you,
has been my primary method of keeping myself occupied, that and
So
reading,
weeks seeing the wilds like this.
for
But I look to
45
us
years
for
more.
Can't be secret. We've learned.
And we got 3 more of these to clicky on. And what do you play these days? As a fellow
Almost
old-timer
forgot.
gamer.
Our drones will be at the testing sites. Retrieve additional doses from them if needed.
And that will finish off this adventure with a gold star. I am racking up lots of spirit shards in this expansion. They really did jack up the XP you get from the various activities. At least it seems like it. MMOs, RPGs, ARPGs, little simulations. Yep, you pretty much summed it up. When someone asks, well, what else do you play? For me, mostly MMOs, but also a lot of ARPGs, some RPGs, your occasional simulator, or another single-player
You're
game,
welcome.
those two. Sounds like there's a lot of overlap. Ah, space sims for the simulators, or trucking, train, and plane. I know the farming simulator just opened with something like 2 million sales.
Goodbye.
Which is a huge, humongous number. 32 gold. Or silver, I don't think so. Instead, we will sacrifice it to the gods of the Black Lion salvage kit. Feast.
Now, this is
Yep,
a find.
and got more money out. The Rune of Vampirism. Don't think that's a big money maker. So now we're going to run around and find some more activities. Actually, how many of the hearts do we have for... we're not even a quarter of the way done yet. Never got more than an hour in the farming sims. Oops, I think it's going to blow up on me, isn't it? I blocked it, lol. Already surrounded by farms, fields here. Yeah, I can certainly understand why that would make it a little bit less interesting inherently. Or I guess maybe more interesting if, you know, you always found it interesting, but it wasn't a direct overlap with your life. But yeah, generally, yeah, I've had enough of that. It's sort of like me for like the computer, what is it? Computer building simulator games. It's like, no, I did that for years for a living. Thank you. Pass.
Thank you for letting me join your research party in the woods. The closer I can get to the ruins, the better.
Why one yearns to go near those ruins, I can't understand. But you are very welcome.
We get vials. Those are blighted beasts. They must die. Are those a bit too? You love the real thing, just built a new one? Yeah, I did it for a living for years, where I was working in startups, and so we weren't buying any pre-built stuff. We were buying, you know, me and one of my coworkers were heading off to the local computer joint, buying the parts and brewing them up ourselves, and I did that for years. And at this point, I want that to be somebody else's problem.
Here I come.
So now I buy pre-builts. I have bought them from the same local place that I used to buy the parts. They do good builds. That is another heart complete, I do believe.
Give up yet?
I feel 6 feet
Another event
tall.
complete. Lots of mobs, evil, nasty mobs killed. They all deserved it, though.
Rare and valuable.
But I also still need to kill some more veterans. How many more veterans do I need? I need 3 more vets. PoE 2. I'm probably not going to try. At this point, I'm not planning on trying the sort of the pre-release test version. I might change my mind. I would say actually, unless there's something specific that I'm enjoying playing at that time, I probably will, realistically. Rather than just watch, you know, Mathel. I'm not convinced. I'm not sold yet on PoE 2. I think they're a little, at least in what it looked like from the testing, or from the pre-release stuff we saw at their convention last year. I think it was. It looks like they're emphasizing far more intricate and difficult bosses and their mechanics. And for me, what may be a game killer is they don't allow you, they're not, or at least the last I heard, they're not planning on allowing you to death march bosses the way you used to. And you know, for me to learn to play well enough against the bosses, I had to death march them. If that's no longer an option, I'm not sure I'm going to play. Ziz sold you on it? You got to keep in mind, though, I mean, Ziz and the other, you know, streamers, they are a league above when it comes to that stuff. And so a difficult, challenging fight to them is a good, interesting thing. But to me, if the curve is too steep that I rage quit, I get sick and tired of failing, that I don't feel I'm making progress, that's why I don't play, as you mentioned, the Dark Souls type games. Because I don't find that fulfilling gaming. I understand the players who do, that, you know, will want to play a Dark Souls game, Elden Ring. They want to go into a fight and die. And fight and die, and fight and die, and ooh, learn the little trick, and fight and die. Okay, they made it into the next phase of the fight, and fight and die, and fight and die, and fight and die, and more improvement, and fight and die, and fight and die, and there, finally, the second phase. And go through all those deaths, and then when they finally finish it, their brain goes, and it just pours in those lovely brain chemicals we all love. That's not what I get when I play challenging content. I die and die and die and die and die and die and die. And when I finish, I don't go, that's so awesome. I go, thank God the pain is over. So it's just not a gaming loop that I find appealing. And if that's what they're implementing into PoE 2, it may not be for me. You like to D2 Uber bosses, but never got through any of the souls. I mean, yeah, if all I'm getting is negative reinforcement for an extended long period of time, I'm not going to play the game. I'm just not. I want PoE to be awesome. PoE 2, I should say. I have played a metric shit ton of PoE since it was like the 5th or 6th time I tried before it finally hooked me, and that was just before Abyss League, so the very tail end of Harbinger League was when I started playing. I've played every league since. One league I quit 35 minutes into the league because I couldn't get out of the Salt Flats because they had fucked up the game curve so badly. And my fury was unrelenting. So, I mean, if it comes out being a lot closer to a Dark Souls model for the bosses, I don't think I'm going to stick. So I am very concerned about PoE 2. And despite what they have said, I do not believe, in point of fact, that they are going to support PoE 1 in any significant fashion. You know, they've made it sound like, okay, well, for those of you who don't like, you know, the PoE 2, don't worry, PoE 1's going to be around. Yeah, how's that new content for D3 coming these days? I'm just not convinced that realistically they can support 2 games to the degree that we've come to expect, because I don't think they will. I have a few supporter packs. Yeah, I have a few supporter packs as well. A few hundred hours in PoE. I probably have a couple thousand by now. Probably 1,500 or 2,000. Which league it hit. Seemed like they were slowing down the combat and adding the Guild Wars 2 role. Yeah, they... I'm not sure. Are they adding the role? I'm not sure. I know Grim Dawn added the role. And Last Epoch did as well. Yeah, it's nice to have another non-movement skill option. Or a non-traversal skill if you're playing Last Epoch. And as, obviously, a Guild Wars 2 player.
Oof. Watch it now. There's a stir in the water, and I don't trust it.
Oh, another champion. Hadn't heard about Grim Dawn adding it. Yeah, they added it and added some content and stuff with their last patch maybe a year ago. Which came as a big surprise to, you know, a lot of people. Yeah, they basically added the same, you know, hit spacebar to dodge function. My assumption is they tried it as an experiment and they found it was a big improvement and they just said, screw it, patch it in. And, you know, Last Epoch put it in too, and I think it's a very smart idea. I don't think it's a big enough deal that it requires you to like rebalance any of the, say, the bosses or anything either. So I think that's a plus. Oh, did I not swap that out? I thought I swapped that out. Back to the sky scale, please. Now, given that this mount, the Warclaw, not the sky scale here, was added, the new abilities and everything for this map, I find this map very unsuited to that mount. It's one of the few that you haven't played at all, Last Epoch. They have a lot of nice systems. The game is good. I think it's a good chunk of its future, however, is going to sort of weirdly reliant on their next big content packs. Their first content packs, which I thought was okay, most people were underwhelmed with. So if they can come out with something meatier on the next one, something a little bit closer to the Path of Exile, you know, format as far as the amount of content involved, the complexity, the depth, that kind of stuff, as opposed to the D4 seasonal model, which is let's roll out some crap. Yeah, most of our audience, they don't care. Roll out crap. Certainly one thing Last Epoch does better than... Certainly better than D4 by an order of magnitude is build crap. You can do a lot more weird, wacky builds on any of the classes. In particular, because you can customize each individual skill. That's the single biggest point to me, selling point, from game systems wise, that Last Epoch has is skill trees for every skill.
Is that the best you can do? You'll never catch us at that pace.
And I need one more veteran mob. It seems like I've got every mob on the map all of a sudden. And they're all dead except the one I came here to kill. That one. Oh, it went out and healed. Lovely. No, there was, I guess, 2 veterans. Pretty sure I finished off the last vet I needed. Alright, and that is almost all of the weeklies.
Running out of strength you are, I can tell.
Titan spawn remaining. Is there anyone else fighting these? No, doesn't look like it. What's event is going on over there? Work together to destroy all the targets while mounted on your Warclaw. Will they let me join in on that? Because I don't think I've ever finished this one. Right, back to the Warclaw we go. Yeah, alright, let's see if we can manage. Half the targets are left and... pullable, chain pullable gate lever. Okay, we'll hit that with that. And we'll pull it. And that
Faster!
door opens.
You're gonna bore the journey kid at this rate.
Hit that.
Surprised you haven't given up already. But you're still not
There's
finished.
somebody else doing it, so
Power
maybe
of
between the
Stewart.
two of us we can get it done. That one. Point blank range. That one. And that one. We may make this. Where that one? Where that one? My English am good. Where are the missing ones? Look at me, I'm looking up to see if I can see where the ones we're missing are. Not there. We're missing one or two, I think. And we've got a minute to find them over there. I think he's going to find them. I think he's going to get to them. Looks like he's found the right route over there. Oh, that guy definitely found the right route. He's cheating for sure, in a good way. We got it. Ooh, I hadn't finished that. Not only had I not finished that before,
Better than I expect.
but it's good for a mastery
At
point.
least you've worn out the journey, Ken. They'll rest well tonight.
I'll be removed. Well, that's fine. I'm okay with that because we got that complete. We got our point. Nice. Unexpected little bonus. That was one I had tried to do a couple of times and had sadly failed. I think we failed on that one as well. Somebody else had moved in there. Hadn't quite finished it at the end. Pick a couple of honey flowers. Yeah, in Guild Wars 2 in particular, most MMOs, if you're playing solo, you're playing solo. But in this game, it's one of the reasons I enjoy the game so much, is I love the open world, because I'm playing it solo, but the presence of other people is always a good thing. Almost always a good thing. And allows you to do stuff you can't otherwise do. People working together is a good thing that generally is to everyone's benefit. And it can blow people's minds when they come from other games that, not only is it open tagging, but everyone can harvest the same nodes as well.
A hunter! Glad you're here, I am.
And you get XP for rezzing people. And following the Zerg can be very profitable in experience and goods.
Tether it to your journey kin like a salmon before you put it
Oh,
down.
look. They all decided to go angry at me
One of these nifty
at once.
talkie boxes. Well, throw my voice in your ear as you go. Get him, hunter. Be brave.
10 minutes. I'm going to have to get them all myself.
But you don't know it yet.
How about I dish out a whole shitload of damage to all of them?
Infuriate!
Boodoop? I have no idea what the boodoop means there, by the way. I think it means that I was targeted by this little jerk, but I'm not sure. So I've trimmed off about 20-25% of it. No, you don't. Get back here. Fine, drop that.
feet tall.
I feel 6 feet tall. Come on, would you just lay down and be dead? Thank you. Very thoughtful of you to lay down and be dead. Grab that. Get his attention. And this guy's attention.
I feel exposed.
I do so enjoy watching big numbers in large stacks of them appearing. I think if I kill the veteran, we get our second batch of mobs for this.
Infuriating.
That's one batch. Batch number 2. Alright. Come on, you guys. Let's go. Let's play. Let's party.
Infuriating.
Gotta say, the amount of boon corruption, where you have buffs that get turned into conditions, I am not a fan of this mechanic. This is a game that has spent 12 years teaching us that buffs are good. Now a mechanic for us to get massively have our buffs get turned into bad things. Not my favorite new mechanic any game has ever introduced.
I feel 6 feet tall.
Couple more to go. Those last 2? No, one more as well. Oh, 2 more. Oh no, that's a reindeer. That's not a blighted beast, technically.
Now you suffer.
Infuriating.
Well, I could have soloed it, but another player coming in. Now we have to harvest the giblets from those that are dead and bury them. Harvest and bury. Well, that's about 1 hour. In another hour, if I've got the energy, if the old man can manage the energy, we're going to try a Convergence, the new Convergence that came in with yesterday's patch. Victory is ours.
Rare and valuable.
It's another spirit shard, I think. No? That number can't be right. That bar looks full to me, but it's saying 156k out of 250k. Makes no sense at all. I am confused. Frequently. All right. Chop down a little wood then. Fine. Are we not full on Elder again? Where's the nearest heart vendor? So I can just get the crap out. My bag's over there. see if there's any potential LFG running around. Lowland Shore, events are on the map, Bog Queen. I'm going to run over and see if the Bog Queen's actually running. That's the meta. And the Convergence is up in an hour. So I'll check for that then. At 30 past. That's not interesting to me. I'm going to check and see if the Bog Queen is up. Because the Bog Queen, they've added a rare drop to of a mini for her. Which, if it's not bound, I'm imagining would sell for a good chunk of change. Oops. Ran out of oomph. You always have to be careful not to run out of oomph. Take it from an old man. You don't want to be running out of oomph. Well, we've got a lot of bog bodies bouncing around over here. But I don't think the queen is... Bog Witch, Bog Queen, whatever the hell she is. I don't think that's running right now. At least not on this map. Not sure if that's timed or not. I can see my house from here. I always make that joke. Only mount so far is the Raptor. Well, used to be you'd have to get Path of Fire. And you'd get Raptor on the very first storyline quest. The second one you get, you have to... does require the storyline for the Springer, which is the vertical jumping mount. It requires the storyline, and you have to get your Raptor mastery up to like 3, I think, to have a longer jump so that you can jump across the gorge to get to the place where you'll get the vertical jumping one. The third one is the Skimmer, which is the moves you fast across the water, and later on moves you underwater as well. The fourth one, the third and fourth one, I don't think require you to follow the storyline anymore. The fourth one is mostly expansion specific to Path of Fire. It has a short teleport ability and also can use the sand portals. The sand portals is mostly for that expansion. The fifth one is the Griffin, and that only becomes available after you finish the Path of Fire storyline. The initial version of the Sky Scale, you had to buy and complete all of Living World Series 4 and then do a whole bunch of work on those maps. They've simplified that a lot for getting that Sky Scale. Then the Sky Scale that's available in Secrets of the Obscure is much easier to get, but still is a decent chunk of work to get that one. The Roller Beetle is available, I think, from Living World Season 4, Chapter 3, and I don't know if you need any of the other content for that. Yeah, the Living World stuff can be bought with gems that you can buy for gold. So you can use in-game gold to buy the Living World seasons. Other than Living World Season 1, which is free. I think. And then the Warclaw is available in World v. World, but the new and improved Warclaw is from Jantier Wilds expansion. But Mount Envy is a very real thing. I had it for a long time. I got the Griffin fairly early. You know, I earned it, went through the storyline was not incredibly long to get it. You have to finish off the storyline for Path of Fire. And then after you finish the storyline, you get a breadcrumb quest to start the quest to get you the Griffin. And it has a lot of mount parkour is required. You've got to learn and use all of your other mounts in a lot of different ways to reach places you need to get to. But the amount of work required for the sky scale at that time was very daunting to me, but I did eventually finish it. They made it easier. They added something. The next time you're on, you might want to look up an achievement called Seasons of the Dragons. I'll show you what it is. The beetle is a lot of fun. I'm not very good at it. Okay, that's not fair. I'm terrible at it. This the sky scale is this one, the one that has the ability to hover. The Griffin is like the roller beetle of the sky. It is about the same speed as the roller beetle, but you have to have altitude to get up to speed. So yeah, this is the flying dragon, the Griffin. I currently have Griffin model. I currently have. Is that it? That's it. You'll note it doesn't hover, and it generally is going to have a more Griffin-like build, so it's going to generally be more bird-like. But there are models that have wide variances in the appearances. So, the return to Seasons of the Dragons. What it is, it's a return to all of the Living World seasons. And if you finish them all, you get a legendary amulet. I have not yet finished them all. I'm close. I should do it. But each of these is a return event, and the ones for Living World Season 4, which is the one that eventually leads to the Sky Scale, the old Sky Scale model. What these have is, as you go through and do all of this stuff for each of the maps in the Living World season, they give you 250 of the currency for that map. And you need 250 of each currency to get the Sky Scale in the original fashion. And so the Seasons of the Dragons made it much, much easier to get these currencies, because these currencies were very difficult to get 250 of. It meant spending days on each of the 5 or 6 maps, to be able to get the Sky Scale. Looks like 5 maps, 6 maps. It was 6 maps. So the Seasons of the Dragons was a really good motivator and way of speeding up getting the Sky Scale. And I did, on my alt account, I did it that way, the faster way with Seasons. Well, Seasons of the Dragons. And then the third way you can get it is Secrets of the Obscure. And I've done that method as well, because that gives you extra functions on the Sky Scale. So if as you get the other Living World season stuff, by the way, Dry Top and Silver Wastes are both free. Those are available for free. You get those from the base game. You can get an Ascended Weapon Chest. You can get a thing that's used to get a precursor for a legendary from End of Dragons. You can get a delicious 32-slot bag. And eventually, the legendary amulet. And as a legendary, it's available to every character on your account at the same time. They can all be wearing the legendary amulet. That's one of the things about legendaries, is the quality of life. All of your characters get access to them. They allow you to change their transmog freely, and you can freely socket and unsocket things from them, and you can freely change their stats. Those are the advantages to legendaries. I do not have a bunch of legendaries. I have 6 legendary runes, 1 for each piece of armor. I have 2 legendary sigils, so that is... right. That needs to go back in there. Upgrade force, I think. Yep. The two-handed sword Twilight and the one-handed sword Bolt and the legendary Rollick. And each of my characters will have these in their equipment if they can use it. So, not all of them will have Twilight. All of them have Bolt, because all classes can use swords, I think.
You there! Want to try your paws at one of the most acclaimed journeykin?
We've got... that may be the Bog Queen. They're in the right place. I would like to kill the Bog Queen with the new thing, get my first shot at the Bog Queen mini. Bog maggots. Yep, it's the Bog Queen. All right. Get back on my Warclaw. Need to squoosh maggots.
Go forth, my undead minion.
Ground your sword. Maybe this carnage will replenish some
Event
damage.
successful. Now, the Bog Queen herself, I believe, is coming.
Kindling detected. Inquiry. Are we having a cookout?
Stranger, perhaps.
Let me chop down a tree.
Oh! I know this fable. I'd never believe her real. The Bog Queen.
The Bog Queen.
Unnatural magic slides from
There she
rags to
is.
skin. Magic so vile, it needs to die.
Invigorating. Center.
I'm spreading rot. I need to get away from people. You dodge to remove it, I believe. I shouldn't be spreading rot anymore.
Arise and do my bidding.
Accelerate. Receive this light. History is mine.
Are you?
Boost. For great justice.
How about some heals for everybody? Everybody, you're welcome. And some more.
Such synergy.
Need to kill
You'll not
the
harm
bog bodies. She has a lot of damage prevention when, whoop, they're alive.
You won't escape. Smash them. That'll silence you.
I see
You can't keep a good man down.
You definitely injured.
Soften 'em up.
And I wasn't. I was guilty. I was just greeting damage on her, but you need people running around killing the bog bodies.
The maggots return. Don't let them infest the corpses.
And Now we've got more maggots.
It's time to play.
We need to squoosh the maggot.
Valraven can reject her call.
Rise from the soil, the mock and clay. Find a new home on salt and warm. It's time to join my
Dog Queen is spreading her rock. Pull her down. So now we target her, and we hit her with the spear and chain, and we pull her back to the ground.
It's over.
Each living bug body gives her a stacking damage reduction. That is correct. Somebody was good enough to make sure everyone knew, but at least those who can read. It's an MMO, you can never be sure everyone is actually going to be reading, well, anything. Stop knocking back the mobs, you idiots. Pardon me. It's just one of the things that drive me crazy about it. Got a bunch of mobs pulled together. Everyone drops their area of effect spell to hit all of them, and somebody knocks
I'm
them
nigh
back.
invincible. Infuriating.
Wind obeys me.
Invigorating. High toxicity.
Crush, spear, claw, and tear. Do not let her win this ball.
Vigor. Recovery.
So long as the dead shall fail to rise.
More maggots!
Squirm and infest, rot and decay.
I believe this is the same voice actress who does Sylvanas.
And war. It's time to join.
She also did Patha in the previous expansion. Also, there's an achieve for killing the maggots that I haven't quite gotten finished yet. Oh, she's back. Well, let's spear her.
Her screams shall make them rot. Now you're mine.
I have her targeted. What are you talking
And
about?
it blows
Break her. Break bar? And she's broken.
Infuriating.
Knowledge
Exhilarating.
is power.
Rip 'em up.
Somebody knocked them all back again. If you're new to Guild Wars 2 and you're in a group setting, don't use your knockback skills. Just don't. Because there were a whole bunch of mobs near her, and I dropped 2 skills, one of which was going to pull them closer and keep them close, and the other one was going to do a bunch of damage to them.
Nature defends me.
And whoops! And instead, all of them were knocked out after I had dropped the 2 effects.
That was a plan.
And before the effects went off. Don't do that. Just
Not on my.
Bog Queen is summoning more maggots. Oh, more maggot play.
Recovery.
These nasty bears come to spoil our home. These nasty bears will reap what they sow. Come, come. It's time to wake. Rise. Rise from the poison lake.
She rhymes pretty well. Pull her down to shatter her shield one last time. Will I get lucky? The voice acting is really, really, generally quite good. Some of the older stuff, the 12-year-old voice work, doesn't stand up as well, but for the last, basically since they started doing the expansions and everything, yeah, it's been generally spot on. Elder Owl. 1 second, I will respond in an appropriate fashion. A sub?
Inferno!
Have you suffered a recent head trauma? Thank you very, very much. I have a spiel for the follows, because I get those relatively frequently. I don't have a spiel for the subs yet. Maybe I should work on that? MMO's like democracy, fun until you have to deal with idiots. Yeah. Sometimes it's even fun when you have to deal with the idiots, but less idiots would be more fun. That's not good for me. Not happy about that. Bog Queen. Give me the mini Bog Queen. That's all I want. I deserve it.
Many bodies are buried here in the
Yeah, I
bog.
don't actually deserve it.
The bear
Deserve's
can
got nothing
always
to do with
assume
it.
some great
Deserve's got
tragedy
nothing to
happened.
do with nothing.
But she was a tale, a night terror.
Nope.
And there are a great
I don't
many
think so.
of those here. I didn't think I...
Nope.
Who is she? Where? I have so many questions. Perhaps the stranger stirred her dark magic awake. If we kill her,
I am saddened.
will she rest?
I mean, we finished the Bog Queen, but I didn't get the rare
For
drop.
now, the
my
bog must
first
heal.
go through since they added
Time
it.
and patience.
Clearly,
Water
the game's broken
and
and a
clean
piece
air.
of crap.
Winter we will endure. The strangers we will endure.
Possible that was an overreaction. Again, thank you, Elder Rao. Very kind indeed. It's nighttime. How about the Dancing Bears event? That one's always good for funds. Let me sell my crap. No Dancing Bears yet. If you're up for the challenge, return in the evening for our magnificent bonfire, complete with an abundance of lively dancing. Dude, evening. You'll note, the lights are off in the sky except for the little ones. The moon is up, and the Aurora Borealis is dancing over your head. So, now would be a good time. Look up, dude. It's evening. Start the music. Twilight puddles are the best, so fancy. Yeah, they did a good job. One of the nifty little things they have in the housing is you can have your skybox be day or night all the time if you want, or just follow the time in game. So 3 different settings for it: day always, night always, or consistent with the in-game. That's a lot of cabbages. How are we doing on volatile magic? I haven't checked on that for a while. The infinite harvesting tools that came with the expansion, I set the runes to be a volatile magic gathering. And at that time, I think I had like 100,000 volatile magic. Yeah, 139,000. So I've added that. I think it's one of the NPCs in town that allow you to set it to night all the time. I think. You could definitely can set it to night all the time if you want. I think it's one of the NPCs. I don't think there's like a control node inside. I think it's an NPC set thing. You talk to one of them, and one of the options is night all the time. So that you always have the Aurora's Borealis. Pardon the yawn, old man. Stop yawning, old man. That's rude. I'm sorry. That's where the convergences are. Okay, good to know.
This, my furry friend, is a waypoint. It is a device.
Because I want to do a convergence in about 35 minutes.
Small one. We cannot hear you. Well,
Breeze Weaver, what should I expect from Alder's story? Stoic Alder tells the lowland cubs the story of your legendary journey to Mount Balrior. You can relieve it by sitting by the fireside, but beware, he tweaks the story every time to keep the cubs entertained. Honestly, about time for bed there. Job starts super early. Well, certainly, sleep well, pleasant dreams, and I hope your workday tomorrow, because I like to set an achievable goal, doesn't suck. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the sub. You are welcome here anytime. I love story time. What's my objective? Your objective is to survive the elements and gather calibrated essence for the tectonic thumper to lure out a legendary titan, defeat it to close out Stoic Alder's tale for the cubs successfully. How do I do that? The magic surrounding Mount Balrior makes it a dangerous place to settle, so you'll need to escort a supply doliac to a safe place to set up a base camp. From there, the tectonic thumper can be deployed. What's a tectonic thumper, Daddy? The tectonic thumper is a device constructed by Vitia Foe-Razor that slams against the ground to lure out a titan. Shai Hulu. In order to function, it needs to be calibrated. How do we calibrate it? Calibration comes via calibrated essence, which can be extracted around the mountain by constructing and defeating smaller calibration thumpers at those hotspots. This is where your war claw comes in. Wow, I have nothing to say other than more. To build a calibration thumper, you need to pull supplies from the base camp to the construction site. Your Warclaw's keen sense of smell will help you find where to take them. Okay, then what? Calibration thumpers eject calibrated essence to collect and return to the tectonic thumper, increasing its overall calibration. Titan spawn will fight back, so be ready to defend all the thumpers. The spice must flow. Lisan al-Gaib! And when we collect enough essence to calibrate the tectonic thumper, collect and deposit enough calibrated essence, and the Titan will be lured out, destroy it, and allow Stoic Alder to end the tale with a grand finish to entertain the cubs. Sounds fun. Anything else to keep in mind? Stoic Alder changes the story to keep the cubs' interest peaked. There are constants, collecting essence, defending the various thumpers from attackers, and frozen soil's impact on the mountain. Is that the dance? No. Wait, what's frozen soil? Frozen soil is a nature ritual affecting Mount Balrior that prevents the use of traditional resurrection magic. Bear can dispel it by siphoning some of the calibrated essence you collect. What else? Stoic Alder's tweaks to the story will keep you on your toes, weather for one, but also sappers and reinforcement squads. There's also an entire interior of the mountain to deal with. Weather? What kind of weather? Well, they're actually giving you a lot of information about it. I mean, I read a little bit about it. Yes, some of Alder's favorites for his stories. He's especially fond of coating his tales in snow, but expect a lot more on that. What else? What do you mean by sappers and reinforcement squads? You don't think the Titan spawn wouldn't push back, do you? That'd make for an uninteresting antagonist. Sappers steal essence from the tectonic thumper, and reinforcements come to take over base camp. What else? Interior of the mountain? Of course, Mount Balrior has an extensive cave system, and Alder's one to utilize the full canvas for his tales. Your Warclaw is especially useful for gaining access by pulling down roadblocks. What else? Anything else to keep in mind? One of my favorite parts is Stoic Alder's take on the mountain geysers. They'll launch you sky high. Combine that with the Cubs' reactions to the twists and turns, and everyone has a grand time. The fire pit burns right. Yep. So right now you can only do it with a pre-made squad, but every 3 hours it runs for public squads. Basically, the first 50 people go into each instance. And that's in about half an hour. Let's get some more XP because we can. Warclaw Cubs. Got it.
That's the trick.
I will not be shut out.
Nice and easy, no?
Cubs, Cubs, Cubs. Oh, I only got one. Well, at least I got a little XP.
He'll let them gnaw his house down before a stern word crosses his tongue.
Ah, it's day.
I'm sorry.
I guess it was probably too late in the evening for the Keeper of the Grove to run the dance. Thank you for not saying anything, jerk. Sorry, what was it? Public portal of Convergence remains closed. Yeah. Yes, yes, I know. That rat just bugged me, that's all. There we go, the griffin.
Maybe they'll think twice next time.
Oh,
Six
Here.
feet tall.
take part in this. Kick his
Sir,
ass.
I'm nigh invincible.
Will I do enough to get a gold
The
in my
rumors
brief
are
appearance?
true.
Yes, I was.
Your
Reinforcements
movements are
requested.
elegant and graceful. A flower just bloomed.
That was well timed. Good timing, Lens. Thank you, Lens. So I'm basically going to kill time until the top of the hour. Unless you're in one of those places that are on the half-hour time. In which case, it'll be the bottom of the hour. Don't know how many places are on half-hour time. The area around Adelaide, Australia, I know. As I have a friend who lives there. And we mock him constantly. Don't we, Seth? Go. If you're there. He's probably...
Hold on a moment.
Now,
Just realized.
you want wood that's sturdy but flexible. That's why we get it from
Bronze
saplings.
done.
Too hard.
I trained these colors.
Pardon the yawn.
Snowball, you're not headed to the ridge, are you?
I was.
Bounce me! I can fly. And again. Boing. Ooh. Harvestables. Butternut squash. On a dedicated gardener who has collected 8 out of the 21 seed types. That would eventually get me a pack of home recipes. Pardon me. Gotta whack some wood. Wax on, wax off. Cauliflower? Not a fan. Albino broccoli. That's all. Cypress sapling. Wood blocking. Oh, sure, and we'll pick up some verdant herbs. Or herbs, if you're an American. If you're an American, herb is a guy's name. Ascended peppercorn. Throw that crap away.
You see, there are many manners in which to determine a land's health.
Water plants pick seeds and fruits and use insecticide on infested plants. You like that one. Hey, we've got Duck Duck. Where's the goose that goes with him? That's an old guy. Child's game reference. I have no idea at all if anyone born in the last 40 years has any idea what Duck Duck Goose is. It's one of those where I simply have no reference to know if anyone knows anymore. Any of you guys ever played Duck Duck Goose when you were a kid? Used to play it in like my first grade class. So, granted, that was in the mid 17th century, so I wouldn't be surprised if you got no idea what the hell I'm talking about. Let's see, if memory serves, the kids would sit in a circle and someone would get tapped by the teacher and they would start walking around the outside of the circle, and I think they would tap the head of each player as they went by them, and they would go duck, 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 and then eventually they'd say goose, and they'd have to run around the outside of the circle and take the seat of the person whose head they tapped and said goose, as that person chased them, and if they couldn't touch them, they would then be the person going around going duck, duck, goose. So, yeah. We had to make our own fun, guys, okay? That finished now. Let me give this guy the weeds.
Thank you, friend. Saving my hide, you are.
Evidently, I'm saving their hide. I had no idea. See, another game from that period that we would play in class when I was a little kid, like first grade. You had a parachute, which by itself was cool, and the kids would all sit around the outside of the parachute, holding it up in the air. And you'd have the team would be divided in half, and they'd throw a ball in, and you would have to try and get the ball to go over the other guy's half. Sophisticated games for kids back then. You know, mid 17th century, so yeah, what do you expect? About 20 minutes, and we're going to try the Convergence. It takes about half an hour, theoretically. I read up on it a little. It's an organized group, probably a lot faster, but generally speaking, it won't be organized. I don't see the dusty areas labeled as dusty. Oh, I didn't fill it up with water. I didn't use the spigot. I now have the spigot used and filled, and I still don't see dry ground anywhere. That did get advance the... Yeah, I mean, it's advancing the progress on the heart, but I can't see where I'm pouring it, other than it looks a little smoky. It's supposed to say, like, dry ground or dry earth, something like that. More water. Sugar in water. Yeah, that one did not because I'd already poured there. All right. Let's fill this up. We should finish off this event. We got 5 more pours. missed that one. Can we do it in the last one? Nope, we failed. Well, we'll just give this guy the weeds. And success is mine. Another event complete. I detest the dandelion blossoms. The number of those I have to throw away. Ooh, I could let them stack up to 250 and sell them for 5 whole silver. Pass.
Oh, thank you, Outlander. The harvest would have been a disaster without your help.
Quite a reward.
Well, I am the hero. That's what
I'm
we
going to
do.
take this opportunity to get some much-needed rest.
You know?
You should do the same.
Thanks. It's nice of you to suggest that I should take a rest, but I have more heroing to do. You know, hero's work is never done. Oop, code and cash. Probably getting low on my keys for those. Yeah, down to 4.
Rare and valuable.
Spoiler, not that rare and valuable. But I do like the Magi's Full Moon set. They're really nicely done. Right now, I am sending any extras I get. I do have that one. Yeah. Off to one of my guildies who really likes the set. Want to make sure she gets the whole set. I think I've got 1 or 2 more I need to get. This is edible mushrooms. This is the bees.
My goodness. It's almost like drinking lemon juice. The acidity and fragrance. Garen, you have
Wasps. Nature's assholes, everyone. The wasp.
Infuriating! That's it! Punish those pests!
She's quite enthusiastic about this whole thing. Punish those pests.
I'm 6 feet tall.
Go ahead. Chop down the sapling. Everyone group up, please, so that I can murder you with equal alacrity. And by alacrity, I don't mean the in-game buff. Wasps and grubs remaining.
Swat those wasps! Grind those grubs to grit!
She is remarkably upbeat and energetic when it comes to killing the wasps and grubs.
Marvelous. Been many a moon since I've seen this many a bee.
Now, this
And
is a
look,
find.
Buzzy's simply elated.
That's her pet, Buzzy the bee.
All for fine reasons. Healthy flowers mean wealth. And that means
She's a mite tetched. Why, sure. I will change my mount to the Warclaw. And mount up. And we'll spear a tree.
And now the fun begins. Ready to grow big and strong, little sproutling?
And
impressive.
pull it down.
Ooh,
Oh, I did that.
impressive indeed. You have the spark.
I have the Spock? Yes, I'm Captain Kirk. Why are you not falling?
Timber!
There you go. Oh, I've got to grab the log and turn it in. That guy's going to ninja the log that I cut down, you bastard.
You're going to be just ravishing, I can tell.
I think she's probably talking to the tree, which is really weird.
Respectable. Your kinship and your work.
Don't you think you can try and ninja my tree?
Your skill is remarkable. Nearly
My skill's
war
remarkable,
level
guys.
caliber.
Hope you're impressed.
Nearly. And now the fun begins. Ready to grow big and strong, little sproutling?
She's talking to the sproutling tree.
You have the spark.
She needs a little help. Or lowland pine sapling action. Why is it not? Oh, it doesn't show up. Oh, I guess that we're on. Yeah, we're out of time. Okay, so I got 3. Can't imagine anyone else got more than that, so I should get a gold. I certainly hope and expect. Yay, gold medal.
Quite a reward.
This will suffice. The woods gift us a rich bounty. Would be selfish to demand more from it. Or from you, Wayfinder. Tree Tender, I respect your work. However, unless you remain in our woods for good, your impact is only temporary.
This is true, though aspects of my work can be learned and imitated. I'd be eager to teach you if you're open to it. There are plenty of ways to channel and attune to nature. Many use less intensive magic than what the ward favors. The results won't be as immediate, but I suspect you'll find them more aligned with your lifestyle and ethics.
If the same level of respect is maintained, I am open. Perhaps the Claw would be eager to hear of
We got
this
about
as well.
8 minutes or so until the
Let us see what other tricks you've got up your
Convergence
sleeve.
begins. People are a gathering.
Lift your voice, small one. We cannot hear you.
Sadly, I don't think I'll be doing the Convergences on stream very often. The timing of them is 4 p.m. and 7 p.m. 4 p.m. I'm usually making my dinner and then eating it. And 7 is usually when I end my stream, give or take. Sometimes later, but usually around 7. So they've managed to hit the sweet spot where, no, you can't stream it, Lens. Sorry.
Yes, I believe we did set one up after you far up. Yes, it's quite exciting.
Pardon the yawn. Oh, come on. There's little in the game that saddens me more than a person, either a mechanist or a ranger, who hasn't named their pet. See, over here we have this person that's named it Lil Claw. Not an incredibly original name, but hey, they named it. This one over here, his pet is named Juvenile Journeykin, which is the default name. Not really a name, just the description. It's sad. You've got a pet. Show it you love it. Name it. Clippity Clop, this person is named there. You see? Clippity Clop. Now we're talking. What the hell kind of mob is Clippity Clop? I think it's... whatever the critters are. Tangled Depths. In the bottom of Tangled Depths. I think it's one of those. I don't think I've ever seen one as a pet before. Alright, currently we have the longbow as the swap weapon with the greatsword. In my experience, an awful lot of the content is very punishing for melee-only characters. So even though the bow is not a great option, the ability to have some kind of decent ranged damage is, to my mind, pretty important for most builds. At least having access to it, because so much of the game is so punitive if you're just melee. I don't think that's something that the devs do balance on well at all. Now, granted, a lot of times it doesn't much matter because in any kind of group content, everyone's clustering up anyway. Another yawn. We've got about 5 minutes. Pardon the yawn. My apologies. One thing I will want to do before I forget is move player names. See, that person has named their pet Thunderpants. I wouldn't go with Thunderpants, but I got no issue with that. You know, so we've got a Little Claw, a Clippity Clop, a Thunderpants, and a Juvenile Journeykin. You see, I just think it's not showing the appropriate amounts of love and affection to your pet that loves you. What's odd, now that I think about it, looking at the assembled group here, 0 mechanists. I am used to seeing any large batch of players having an above average number of mechanists, and often I'm one of them, so that's not a complaint. And another yawn. God damn. Yeah, I swear, I don't yawn like this when I'm not streaming. I'm just sitting here playing games with maybe a movie or something on the second screen. Ooh, someone's dropping a bonfire. He's got to choose a boost. Let's see if he knows how it works. Now we need to find firewood. My assumption is it's going to be set to Magic Find. The person who drops it can set it to 3 different things. XP, Magic Find, and Karma. Magic Find. We have a hero banner. Grab that. Grab the free food and / say thanks for buffs grub. I like to make sure people know that I am appreciative of the fact they've given us a boatload of buffs. We've got the food buff, we've got 6 or 7 banner buffs, and the magic find boost, all running. That's always nice. We are about a minute and a half. Very nice of people. And generally speaking, those all take materials to make or acquire. So people are just offering that up for everyone's good. Guild Wars 2 Community is a winner. Guild Wars 2 Community and Lord of the Rings Online are the two, I think, best MMO communities I've ever dealt with. Good chunk of Lord of the Rings is because it tends to have a more mature player base. I think a lot of Guild Wars 2's comes from the fact that it rewards working with others, whether it's rezzing them or joining in when they're fighting something because you get all the benefit that they get as well. I think it just removes some of the inherent antagonistic gameplay mechanics that a lot of MMOs have. Alright, we should be coming in. Any unique drops? Yes, there are drops that are only available from this. I think the Blood Moon weapons, which are like the current moon weapons, except instead of looking all silvery and lunar, it's a blood dripping moon. Yeah, Blood Moon weapons, someone just said. And also, I think the token that can be used in building bigger bags. I think I got those. I probably did like 40 or 50 convergences from Soto, and I got that reward once. So I have no idea what the drop rate on those is. Actually, it's about a minute and a half now. Minute plus. We do have a couple of mechs have joined us. Null Jade, that one is named, and Storabel, which I assume is in a foreign language because the O has a little accent. So we do have 2 mechanists that have joined us here. See, and they both named their pets. They're showing respect and affection for their robots. Why would you not give your little fuzzy pet a name? Breslaw Journeykin, that person is named theirs, which is fine. Less than a minute. From what I read, this has more mechanics.
Let me tell you a story. One the Ashmakers will weave for centuries to come. The day the Wayfinder and I crawled to the top of Mount Balrior.
Dangerous it is.
Indeed, it is a story of allies pitted against unrelenting challenge. The fight for survival. The tools we used
to carve out legend.
With the public group. There we go.
The
Off to Convergence, Mount Balrior, public. I think I was only in, like, one group that failed. Frozen Soil. Alright, that's that. Right, so you can't... when you are defeated, you become a roaming wisp, cannot be revived using normal means, collect and return calibrated essence once you've established base camp to channel. Momentary interruption of the effect, allowing them to be rezzed. No one tag
Sharp
up.
blade, sharp mind.
Distant memory. Anyone have Condi food? I think there was Condi food out there. You should have eaten it before you came in here. Sure, I guess we're ready to do this. 35 of us, 38 of us. 2 have said no. Not sure why. There's 50 of us in here, and that's as much as there's going to be. Somebody just left and then came back. There's 47 responses. 45 are yes, 2 are no. Why would you say no? Done it twice, won twice, someone said. Yeah, my understanding is it's not particularly difficult. I hope that's true.
Our tale starts, as most do, with deceptively humble
Just make sure we don't lose base camp, and we're good.
Agony, torment, hey!
We've done it once, bugged during escort. I certainly hope it doesn't bug, although I'm not sure how I would feel if I'd rather have it bug or
Yeah, when do we get to the exciting part? I'm nigh invincible.
or fail. Bug, probably, at least that would be shorter. Failing would take the full half hour.
memory was glad to have the Wayfinder's assistance. And with that, they began their training.
Vitality restored!
Cooling down. I'm not here. Never
An
saw it coming.
ambush.
Shake it off.
Nobody can stop the Wayfinder. They're the strongest.
That is the fastest Doliac I think I've ever seen.
Sharp blade, sharp
Those
mind.
monsters sure are annoying. They should learn when to quit.
Vitality restored!
Nobody can stop the Wayfinder. They're the strongest.
That's right, nobody can stop the Wayfinder, because I am the strongest. I am the strongest.
Rise and serve.
Health, vigor, recovery.
Thanks to the Wayfinder's efforts,
We reached the base
caravan
camp.
reached its destination.
Yeah!
So far, so good.
But do not be so quick to celebrate, small cubs, for the real challenge had only just begun. The
Some people will need to stay and
transporting
defend the base camp.
parts for a very important device, a tectonic thumper.
A tectonic thumper.
Tectonic means Stoic Alder.
Well,
I feel 6 feet
see,
tall.
it's
It's a squirrel.
just know that this device was an essential tool in the Wayfinder's triumph over the Titan. As our intrepid band of
Distant
heroes
memory
set up
dispelled
camp,
frozen soil,
an
reviving
Astral
any
Ward
heroes.
lieutenant approached the Wayfinder.
I don't think any of us were dead
Her
yet, but
name was Visha Foerazor, and she was the inventor of the tectonic thumper.
You there! Stop dawdling and make yourself useful!
She was rather rude.
This thumper may be up and
Attached
running,
supplies.
but it requires
We don't have to
calibrated
take them.
magic to work optimally.
I'll follow these other people. Sure, I'm just going to follow these guys because they appear to know what they're doing. I think there's like 5 camps you have to... Rope tension. The ropes are starting to fray. If you reach 4 stacks, the ropes will break. Calibration thumper sight.
Thumper would now serve as a
Use your Warclaw's uncover ability.
As the Wayfinder began running essence from the newly constructed thumper back to camp,
Return essence to camp.
synergy! Waited in the shadows would appear.
Carrying essence sacrifices health. Okay, well, that's similar to the mechanic we had in the previous
Wayfinder, they're gonna attack your new thumper.
6 feet tall!
Convergence, where you got damage buffs, but each buff stack you got reduced your health. Your base health down to half, as much as that. It's pointing at
Invigorating!
nothing.
Accelerate!
Alright, those orbs are them. Got it.
Now you suffer.
I have a bunch. I cash them in. I think. What's that? That is symbolic adventure. Yeah, the little arrow bouncing up and down isn't pointing at anything useful.
Magic from it, but what? The Wayfinder
Accelerate!
Well, I should have a couple of charges of something, but I don't see anything showing charge. Oh, there it is, 19. It's up to 21. Why can't I not deposit them? Return essence. Oh, to base camp.
Infuriated!
Thought it had to be returned to the local camp. Yeah, there it went away. You have no calibrated essence, right? Yeah, that I'm aware of. Thank you.
I feel 6 feet tall! Bam!
Do a little defense work early on in the before everyone knew what they were doing, including me. In the previous Convergence, I would often just stay at the base camp because that was for the first, I don't know, 2/3 of it was the only way you could lose was at the base camp. The base camp.
engulfed everything in sight. A sandstorm. The Wayfinder.
Oh, the sandstorm is one of the randomly applied conditions that can happen to keep it from being the exact same every time. Oh, twister effect going on there. I have some things I can deposit, I think. I grabbed. Yeah, I got the animation that I had grabbed some. I'm going to take a gander in this area. Grab a bunch. whole bunch more. And take them back to base camp. Currently have 19. A calibration thumper has been fully attuned.
You'll be feeling that one for days.
Sharper still.
Okay, did that take all of my charges? No, it did not. Excellent. I'll deposit and fight some baddies. I think I may stay here for a while. It doesn't look like there are a whole bunch of people here. They're all off running doing other things. At least here I know I can be doing something useful.
Be gone, whelps! I have work to do.
Base camp control. Iris Ash River found an area to construct a calibration thumper. Nice work, Iris. Distant memory dispelled frozen soil. So now people can res, if anyone's dead.
Acts of Titan spawn. Patrol the mountain diligently.
They're not so tough. They can handle that.
On their own, perhaps, yes. But if
Calibration
allowed
thumper's
to
been
grow
fully
in
attuned.
number, they could overwhelm the camp. Potentially very
I have no
troublesome.
essence. That is correct. I have no essence. Purity of essence. Peace on Earth. That's an old guy movie reference.
The Titan was most displeased with the thumper and sent its underlings
A clever
to
combination.
sabotage it.
Whee! Baddies incoming. A rather large number of baddies incoming.
I feel 6 feet tall. I'm nigh
Somebody down there
invincible.
fighting them? Looks like it. How about I drop that?
Sharp blade, sharp mind.
There's an elite. I'll back away. See that I'm not the only person facing the elite. Must be somebody else down there. But I can't see him at present because I turned off the option to see player names. So turn it back on. There is a couple of people down there.
I feel 6 feet tall.
Settling, the
Mist's
hero's
tide has
teamwork
rolled in.
was bearing fruit. Be ready to draw out the wicked.
My mind is scrambled.
My mind is scrambled!
Infuriated. I feel
You'll be
6
feeling
feet
that
tall.
one for days.
We maintain control of base camp.
Sharper still.
Protect the thumper! Wipe them out!
We've been protecting the thumper. Doing a pretty spot-on job, I think. The active essence multiplier is 6. 49 of us are still alive. Pull them all together, area effect them all down.
Slice them apart.
I haven't the energy.
Looks like there's just a couple of us staying back here. my assumption is we have to keep this under control for the entirety. I don't know that for a fact. Everyone else seems to be bailing, so maybe not. Distant memory projection dissipated.
Oh no!
Nope,
The
there's one.
monsters are attacking the camp! Stop them, Wayfinder!
Yeah. Invulnerable? My butt. There shall not be no invulnerability rolling around here. Titan-spawned sapper has stolen calibrated essence.
I've beaten you, but you don't know it. Tall.
Come on. What the What's that shit? Thing said that I could mount up, but I couldn't. I have no calibrated essence. Yes, I'm aware of that. Thank you. Tectonic thumper synchronization. Frozen soil dispellation? Dispelling progress. There are a few of us still hanging around. I'm not sure. My assumption is, yeah, we're still getting invaders.
Hurts, doesn't it?
Alright, we got that. Base camp control. Essence multiplier is fine. There's one over there. Titan spawn sapper. Where's the sapper? Whole lot of us doing anything over here. A few people come flying back. There we go. Decima is up. Decima has been lured out in the issue of Mount Balrior's, so I assume we can safely abandon that.
Unable to stand the noise and fury any longer, the Titan
We have 24 minutes left to kill Decima.
Her name was Decima, and she was most displeased. You will regret this disruption, small things. She bellowed from atop the mountain.
Landslide! Now get her, big solid fruit!
Thank you.
Clear the air. Shall I strike down first?
As the Wayfinder
Stand your ground!
reached the top of the mountain, a ghostly image of distant memory appeared. Through a focused mind,
Have to dodge through that, I guess. Not jump over it.
forming a link between the mountain and the camp.
I chose you. We heal as one.
Another.
Let's patch you up.
Yep, dodging would have been good there. And I remembered that was a thing I can do.
Vitality restored. I chose you. May the sands take you. Compounding our powers.
Compounding our powers.
Sharp blade, sharp mind. I require assistance. Me down.
Come here. Soften them up.
Everyone's running over to there to deliver the charges. That's similar to the function we had in the previous Convergence. At certain points, the boss will drop charges. We take the charges over to PC.
My pennies have come here. Sharp blades, sharp mind.
Compounding our powers.
20% gone. I think every 10% it looks like she's going to drop the charges. I'm going to scoop those up and take those over to distant memory.
Always fail.
Blade storm.
Probably don't want to walk through the electricity. The enormous electrical beams is probably not optimal. What was that? Oh, that's her hiding, right?
There. She ran away.
Titan's burrowed into the mountain.
But the Wayfinder was hot on her trail. With the help of their faithful journeykin, they sniffed out the direction she fled and gave chase.
Titan stench? Ew. Distant memories converting Titan stench into fuel for the tectonic thumper. Etheric jump. Distant memories allows you to teleport near the revealed Titan's location. Okay, how about I do that then?
Blade storm. Run it through. Sand, shield us.
Die.
You'll see.
Bad shape here.
Attack.
Sharp
Blade, sharp mind.
Stand your ground.
Alright, we need to...
Not enough endurance.
Yeah, that one... I had too many attempts to try and hop over something to dodge through it. That's a lot of beast ground unpleasantness. Whoa! No, 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 we don't want to do that to me. I'm a nice person, and that was not fair. Alright, we give him the good stuff. Oh, wow. Yeah. So, making a way to, through all this is not necessarily easy.
Health increasing.
Sharp blade, sharp mind.
Health, vigor, recovery.
I appreciate the help. Rally to me.
I think we need... I don't actually know what we gotta do.
Exposed. Sand, shield us.
Eye of the storm.
Gave it my
Isn't
all.
good?
Blade storm.
Clear the air.
Die.
I'd rather not. Although, it's nice that she's telling us what she wants us to do, you know. We're there. It's distant memory. Take those essences.
You are all weak. Come here. Blade storm.
You're vulnerable. We always
10 success
rise.
rate. I really wish it wouldn't reset the camera.
Stand your ground. We heal as seriously. You can't stop me.
Come here. Attack!
Rip them up.
That's one thing that I found really annoying in a number of different events is it resets the camera. I need the camera to be as far away as possible so I can actually kind of see what the hell's going on. Not a lot, because there's so much visual spam, but kind of at least.
I chose you. Hurts, doesn't it?
Hateful
And she
little
failed.
creatures.
Grab as much juice as I can. Whoops, that was not optimal.
My
Get
energy
most distant
diminished.
memory. All right, come on. And stench. Oh God, nom 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 nom. This is the best Titan stench I've ever omnommed. Titan's been drawn to the surface. I'll join them there. Why have no... Oh, what the... Did I die and get turned in? I must have died and got turned into a wisp. I must have got hit by the one-shot there. Oh, I do remember hearing something about a one-shot underneath. So I must have landed directly under her in the one-shot space.
You will always fail.
Unleash.
So I'm in wisp form. That's what happened.
Time to die.
Yep, that's on me, I think. Gotta say. She's under 50%. The frozen soil is dispelling relatively soon.
I chose you.
Yeah, I think I jumped in on my war claw and landed directly under her in the right comfortably in the one-shot zone. Spoiler, it wasn't that comfortable. It was like, what am I? Why can't I? Oh, I'm dead. Oh, how did? Throw some heals, throw some shields. Getting close to getting rezzed, relatively. Ooh, the red beam is probably a bad thing to get hit by. Probably doesn't matter in wisp form, but in any other form, it's probably not great. I'm gonna try to revive.
I chose unleash.
Some heals. Some shields.
Such synergy.
Honey, I'm home. 32%.
You can't stop me.
Target and mark. I'm up. I'm up.
I'll revive you.
Grab a bunch of stuff. Make my way over to distant memory to give him those charges I nommed. Enjoy. Don't move in too close. That happened once. Let's try not to have it happen a second time. And that's the last time I believe that she goes under the ground. Stench. It's just, it's so good. It's titanically good, is how good it is. Smells like biscuits and gravy. That's an old guy movie reference. And boop. I will boop out.
By my will.
Shake it off. Sharp blades, sharp mind.
Well done.
And again, it resets the goddamn camera.
Unleashed.
What was that crap? All right. Fine, whatever.
Rocket punch. Come here.
Too soon.
The great justice. Let's go.
Take that. You can't stop me. We'll soften him up.
History is mine.
All right, can I get to what's his name? Almost. Nope. Can't actually get to what's his name. Oh, I could. Oh, I'm a wisp. Right. And again, the camera reset. ArenaNet, please cut that shit out. Can't tell you how much I freaking detest that too. I
need healing.
You know, I don't know what they could possibly do to make this event more visually cancerous. I honestly don't.
Back on solid ground.
Clear the air. Torment is my ally.
Help. Bigger.
Soften him up.
Recovery.
Let's patch you up.
No, I can ride even when I'm in wisp form, so that's good.
Get back!
Nature defends me.
Healing. Shielding.
You can do it.
You'll be doing that one for days.
We're nowhere near getting our the res for those of us who are downed or dead. So I will attempt to res those who are downed.
Wither.
Fight me!
Help. Another. Bigger.
Oh,
Recovery.
I'm alive again.
Invigorating. Soften him up.
Try me.
Compounding our powers.
5%. I would really like to not die. Again.
By my will.
Slice him apart.
3%. 2%.
Out of my way!
1. Victory, I think.
The Titan writhed about and roared in pain.
Victory.
She was
33
defeated.
minutes.
The Wayfinder was victorious.
We were victorious. I was victorious. It's just me. I'm the only one who was victorious. The rest of them, I carried him. Let's be honest. It was me. Yeah, I carried him.
The Wayfinder sure is strong.
Yeah, I sure is. We'll open up all those chests, and then I'll be calling it an evening.
They are a mighty warrior, one that I'm honored to have fought alongside. But it was not their strength alone that won the day. It was everyone's. The Codan people, the Astral Ward. All of us putting aside our differences and fighting the insurmountable
Let's see.
as one.
Unstable rift
When
motivation.
we all work together, the mountains
miscellaneous.
shake and titans fall.
Bonus chest.
Always remember that, young ones.
Mastery point. 2 mastery points tonight. Two more chests, including the big chest, which undoubtedly has some incredibly valuable piece of dropping stuffs. Yeah, unless it doesn't. There it is. I was wondering. We should also gotten the special, I think, 150 for the Convergence. Yeah.
Sharp blades, sharp mind.
A nugget of Rift Essence. And lastly, Choosy Box? No. Not meta event completed. We have space for everything. Not quite. Unlocked.
Rare and valuable.
Alright. Let's go there. We have 20 Jantheri gearboxes. Then the big box is just sitting there waiting for me to open it. It's just talking to me saying, Lens, I have such wonders to show you. But it's probably lying. You can't
We
trust.
have completed
You
the
can't
task at hand.
trust treasure chests. That's all I have to say. They always
Now, this is a
tell you
find.
such fetching lies. Here we go. It's a choice. It's a choosy chest. Choosy choosers choose chests. Amalgamated gemstones. I don't have that many, but I don't know if I'm going to make the spear, so I might be better off taking the rare rift essences. Because I still need to make 4 more pieces of light legendary armor and 6 more each of heavy and medium, so I think that's probably actually the right choice. I'm going to mail another one of the full moon items. Beep, beep, beep. And I'm going to call it an evening. Contains multiple tiers of rift essences. I'm going to call it an evening. I want to thank you guys very, very much for hanging out. I should find someone to raid just so you guys don't have to worry if you're looking for drops. Who am I going to send you to? I think I'll send you to Muckluck. He currently has 1.9 thousand people watching him. And I'll just throw him a Twitch raid. Again, I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. I should be back tomorrow at the usual time. 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, middle of the night in Europe. Morning in Asia, Australia, and New Zealand. So, thanks for hanging out. Hopefully you see me soon. Have a great rest of your evening. And I'm going to send you off to Muckluck in about, well, now. Thanks again for watching. Have a great rest of your night, and ciao. Bye, guys.
Can you show Chip on camera? He's on camera. He's right here. This is him. He's this lump. This is an ear. This is an ear right here. New homestead crafting relics. Oh yeah, all the relics are mine. I haven't really gone for the relics. They're kind of there if you want. Magnifying lens. Thank you for the raid. I really appreciate that. Welcome. Blood Moon's weapon. Yeah, there was the Soto Convergence CM updates. Not sure if you tried those yet. Soto.